tyres on it. Well, we will be. New tyres and mousses. A bit of green laning in the winter when we're not racing. I could possibly do some video of that, which would be quite entertaining because we do fall off a lot, which is quite funny most of the time. Right. That's about it. So you can fast forward now, Gary, because I'm locking up. Actually, I'm just wondering, we might have a quick look at the clutch. Interesting to know what whether there is any damage or oil leaking from it. So, this is gear change mechanism, which is attached to the gear lever here, but then operates this lever to change gear. Clutch, you can see clutch, spider. A lot of people use hand clutch and left foot braking. I used to years ago, but I'm a bit old school now and I use the conventional 3-pedal. Probably not the way to go, but that's what I'm used to. So that's what we do. Battery's low, it's going to run out in a minute anyway, but to get the always frightens me, that compressor, mind of its own. So now there's a big lock nut in there that holds the clutch drum on, so we've got a socket for that somewhere, big socket. You can never remember the size. That's where all the other guys who are watching this who are very knowledgeable about engines will be saying, oh, it's a such and such, or it's a certain size. Well, that's the size anyway. which as it happens is 15/16, but I'm sure there'll be a metric equivalent. You need one of these, where's the camera gone? One of them, to get them off, makes the job a lot easier. And then, I believe, it comes out. There's the clutch pieces, which the clutch was slipping massive. So what we're going to do is take this apart now and have it inspect the clutch plates and also the spaces in between. But the battery's really low, so I'll put the camera on charge and we'll have a look tomorrow to see what we find. Good night. Here we are, back in the shed. So I need some parts. So we need to speak to John Riley from Red Speed, the guru. So we'll give him a bell and see what he's got to say, if he answers the phone. Answer phone. Okay, he's missed his chance, so we'll ring another guru, Dave Harvey from Harvey Motorsport. That's where we get all our bits for the VM engine. He probably won't answer either. Might do. Maybe.
This person's phone is currently unavailable.
Anyway, we're not having much luck, are we?
Phone is current.
Right, that was a disaster. We'll try again later.
Hello, mate.
Hiya John, how you doing? All right? Right. Well, first of all, just before I start asking you questions, you know, one of my mates has said to me about doing a blog on superkarts, and well, one of my mates who's like does YouTube things, he was saying to me about doing a blog on superkarts, when, you know, behind the scenes things. And all. Anyway, I thought, well, why not? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. So I'm actually videoing this call, John. So I'm pre-warning you. No swearing, right? And it's promotional anyway, because obviously I'm promoting Red Speed and you're the guru, John Riley. And the question is now, I don't know whether you saw the video I put up when we were racing at Silverstone, but the clutch was slipping madly, right. and it was slipping in the first and second, the second race, but I hadn't noticed it really. But I knew I was down, and it was slipping for a bit, and then it wouldn't slip. Anyway, I'm convinced I need some new clutch plates. So would I go through you for that, or Dave, or
no,
what?
Just go straight to Dave. He's the importer for the bits, so just get them straight off him, mate.
Right, okay. But and I'm presuming the oil seal would be the thing that why there was oil on the clutch.
Possibly. Have you had the clutch clutch off that recently?
No, I haven't touched it, John.
Right.
But there was some oil on the floor tray, but it didn't look like it was coming from the clutch basket area. You know, it was like further toward the front of the engine on my floor tray. That might just be a red herring, the fact that it was dripping off and then moving forward on the floor tray.
Right. Did I not put? I think I put a big seal in that clutch basket on the last service, didn't I? Have a look on your invoice.
Right. Well, I don't know is the answer. I would imagine that you had. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to have. I don't know whether I'd find the invoice now, to be honest. But I'm thinking. So, are you thinking that maybe the clutch is just worn?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Well, I did have some oil on the floor tray, though, John. So, could that be coming from the crankcases, you think, or what?
Not normally. The only other thing is, have you started to strip it down yet?
No, I've only taken the clutch off.
You've taken the clutch off.
Yeah.
Now, when you came to take the nut off the centre of the clutch, was that mega tight?
Yes, it was.
Right, okay. Well, I wouldn't have thought there would be anything getting through the basket if the nut was still tight.
Right. Okay.
That seal on the back of the basket doesn't normally cause a massive problem unless the clutch has been like mega overheated and it's burnt the seal.
Right.
But you can't take that seal off without disconnecting the basket from the drive gear through the casing.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Now, I don't think that's something you would want to take off.
Right.
Would you?
Well, to be honest with you, I think I may have taken that off before. It's just the 6 hex nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, really, you need to take the tandem cover off to change that seal because it's better off coming in from the inside out over. But that involves pulling all your ignition off and everything, which I don't think you've got the tools for, have you?
No, I don't want to be doing that.
Right. Well, I'd suggest that that seal normally is not an issue.
Right.
It doesn't normally leak. When you take the clutch centre out, have a look on the inside of the basket to see whether there's any oil on the inside of the basket. Now, bear in mind, obviously, it gets very dirty in there anyway from the friction plates and everything.
Yeah.
But you should be able to tell whether there's oil on the inside of the basket. Now, if that seal behind the clutch basket was leaking, then what you'd find is there'd be oil on the outside of the basket rather than on the inside.
Right. I see. Yeah.
Well, that's normally a telltale of what's going on. It may be just that the friction plates have worn out, Carl.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the ghost, you know.
Yeah.
There are very, like you said to me at the weekend, though, you'd ran it like a race and a half with it slipping, so they're probably absolutely goosed now.
Yeah. Is there a thickness on them, John?
Sorry?
Is there a thickness when you measure them?
They're about, when the plates are new, they're about 3 mil thick.
Oh, well, these are 1.5.
What, the frictions?
Yeah.
Wow, you've really skied them.
Yeah. But I got to finish.
Right, okay, mate.
Okay.
So what I would recommend is the steel should normally be all right
Yeah.
unless they're mega overheated and they're all blue.
No, they're fine.
Right. And is there, if you try and flex them, do they flex at all? Because if they've been overheated, they tend to go a little bit dish-shaped.
Right.
And if you work your fingers and try and twist them, you'll feel them flick one way and then the other. If they're like that, they're knackered.
Okay. Well, I'm not with them at the moment, so I'll check that, and then also new springs as well. Would you suggest? Because it did get right. Okay.
The amount of heat you've had in that will have taken some of the tension out of the springs. So
Yeah.
a new set of friction, the new set of springs, and you should be back to 100%.
Okay. So if we get to Donington and there is an oil leak from the seal, is it possible to do it? From that side.
Pull the cover off it and do it.
Okay.
You can from the outside, but it's a bit rough. You have to rive and tear on because you can't really get on. I've got a tool for inserting that seal.
Right. Okay.
like I've made up a breast tool to push it in with, because they're so thin and they're so big, they tend to twist as
Yes.
they go in, and that itself can damage the seal. Put it in.
Yeah.
If you're careful, you can do it from the outside, but it's a bit of a ball of a job if the engine's on the kart, sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
but you can like gradually work it in by tapping it all the way around, but it is hard to do.
Okay. So
I mean, if the plates and everything are right,
yeah.
even oil on the clutch won't make it slip.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, maybe it's just the
put it all
worn
back
clutch.
together, clean everything with brake cleaner and everything to
Yeah.
get any residue off the plates and,
Yeah.
and that lot, and then you should be all right.
Okay. So what would you think the oil on the floor tray might be then?
Could be anything. Is it not? It's not. A lot of the time, it's confusion with chain lube and stuff like that. Is it not chain lube running underneath the engine?
That's a good point. It could be that. Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I've got my mind made up now. I'll ring Dave, get some parts ordered, and then if we've got an issue at Donington, we'll have a look at it then.
All right, mate.
All right, John. Thanks for your help.
No problem.
Cheers, mate. Oh,
Cheers,
John.
man.
John, your karaoke was great. I watched the videos. Yeah, it was very good. I was well impressed.
Yeah, well, you should stay one night, Carl. You know, sometimes we do have a bit of fun.
Yeah, you wouldn't want me on the karaoke. Or Dickie. Right.
Oh, speak soon.
All right, cheers, John. Bye.
Bye.
Well, obviously I'm not in the shed at the moment. So that's interesting that it might be nothing to do with oil, just worn out clutch. It's definitely worn out now, so next thing to do is order the parts from Dave Harvey. Well, here we are on the following day after speaking to John about the clutch, and I'm going to ring Dave Harvey from Harvey Motorsport for some bits. Hopefully he'll answer the phone this time. Maybe not. We'll try again later then. Another go. Hello, I don't suppose Dave's available by any chance, is he?
I'm sorry, he's not in the office today.
Oh right, okay, no problem. I'll leave a message on his mobile then. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
The elusive Dave Harvey.